Hello, welcome to Dungeon Drillers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today we have a special comic book review for you today. Batman the Killing Joke, the Deluxe edition with introduction by Tim Sale, written by Alan Moore and Brian Bolland, who we already reviewed the Brian Bolland book, Judge Dredd vs. Death, where he did the art for that. This book costs 18 US, 21 Canadian. I have the hardcover edition. The story was originally published in DC Comics in 1988, but was republished in 2008. And this also comes with a bonus issue by Brian Bolland from Batman Black and White issue 4. Which, when did that come out? I think it said 1996 that came out. Okay. So the story for this book is basically Batman goes to visit Joker in the Arkham Asylum to try to make peace with him, because he's sick of the cat and mouse game they have where he catches him and he escapes and does more bad things, right? And he just knows that either he makes peace today or they're gonna end up killing each other, or one or the other, right? Turns out Joker had already escaped and left a decoy behind. And what he does on his escape is shoot and cripple Barbara Gordon while taking photographs of her while naked. Kidnaps Jim Gordon, who's police commissioner, and takes him to a carnival that he acquired from a citizen, and tries to drive Jim Gordon mad to prove a point that all it takes is one bad day for a sane person to go batshit crazy like the Joker, right? And in the book, you get these black and white flashback scenes where, you learn Joker's history, where he was a failed comedian, he had a pregnant wife, living in a crappy apartment, the rent's due, so he decides to go on a caper to make enough money so him and his pregnant wife can get out of there into a good neighborhood. Turns out his wife died in an accident, and he gets suckered into still doing the heist, even though he has no reason to do it anymore, and ends up getting caught by Batman while wearing the red hood costume, and becomes the Joker, right? There's some really cool scenes in the book, especially during the funhouse scenes where Jim Gordon is being tortured on this ride, going through this funhouse where he's getting shown horrific images. He's getting tortured by these grotesque midgets in SMM outfits. He's getting laughed at by carnival freaks, right? Batman shows up, super fucking pissed, saves Gordon, and there's a great scene where he smashes through a glass wall or mirror. I guess they're still at the funhouse, and the shards of glass fly out through the panel, which I thought was super cool. And then and the book ends with Joker and Batman having a heart-to-heart, and Joker telling one last joke before Batman kills him. And that's why the book is called Killing Joke. Which I didn't know that. I kind of thought that was happening, but his hands. It looks like his hands in the final scene are on Joker's shoulders and not on his neck. Where Grant Morrison told Kevin Smith, he kills him, right? So this book, obviously, the dialogue was amazing. It inspired the dialogue and scenes in this movie inspired several comic book movies, including the most recent Joker and The Dark Knight Returns. where like the whole Batman rant where like he's interrogating Joker and like Dark Knight Returns. A lot of that, all those lines were from the beginning of this book, right? And like, let's be real, the strongest point of this book isn't the dialogue really, or the story. It's mostly Brian Bolland's fantastic art, which there's some like psychedelic and bizarre things in the book, and he talks about how in the afterward he talks about how he made changes here and there and even added a new character, which I think I know which character he added, but like you have to buy like the original printed version of the book and to compare it to like see what what the changes are. And it's kind of sad that like Brian Bolland, like he's the one who went to Alan Moore to get this book made, but like Alan Moore gets all the credit for this book, which is that's sad to me. That's sad. Even Tim Sale thought it was like in the introduction thought it was like all Alan Moore's idea, which we all know like Alan Moore isn't a huge fan of like superheroes. Like, come on, man. But yeah, like this is a fantastic book, and if you're a Batman collector, you have to have this book. It's like it rides the line between like your fantastical superheroes and dark and gritty, man. And there's even some swearing in the book. So like and there is some nudity where you can kind of Jim Gordon is stripped naked by the sadistic dwarves, and you can kind of see his dick in one of the panels, which I thought, oh, that was a little bit unnecessary. Oh, I was wrong. In the flashback scenes, it's not entirely black and white. There's some like brown here and there. My mistake. But yeah, there's like I said, like to me the art is probably the main selling point, which is why I don't really complain too much that hey, this book, it's very, for the price they're selling it, it's kind of like lightweight, because like it's like this book only takes if it takes somebody an hour to read, I would be surprised, man, because I pretty much finished it like this morning, on the crapper. I'm just kidding, but like yeah, it's a very short book, dude. Yeah, and the bonus issue I thought was I wasn't a fan of it, where it talks about this guy who wants to be famous and comes up with a plan to kill Batman, which it's a very light what's it called? Like, it's very vague plan. Like, it's very full of holes there. But whatever, right? I guess he tried to keep it to 5 pages or whatever. So yeah, that's my review of the book. It's a 9 out of 10. It's a fantastic book. If you're a Batman fan and you're a DC fan, you need to have this book in your collection. Sorry, this review wasn't more detailed, but let's be real, man. This is a class. That's why I don't like reviewing classics. It's kind of like, what can I say that other people haven't said? It's a fantastic book, man. And it was so good that Brian Bolland retired from comics, and now he only does covers. He doesn't draw comic books anymore because he's like, I worked with the best. I made a masterpiece. Why would I draw more comics? Anything else is going to be downhill. So it's considered, Brian Bolland considers this his magnum opus, right? And his his Judge Dredd stuff is pretty good too. If you haven't seen it, which I already reviewed, Dredd versus Death, which which I think I gave a good review. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it was a good book. So I was going to review Titans Hunt next, but I decided after reading this, I'm still in a Batman mood. I want to read more Batman, so we're going to review All-Star Batman Volume 1, My Own Worst Enemy, which is written by Scott Snyder with art by John Romita Jr. Oh, and if you're gonna ask me what were my thoughts on that SJW version of Batman the Killing Joke that the DC animated universe made, I haven't seen that movie because it looks fucking terrible, and yeah, I refuse to watch it. And like, I understand that, hey, the book is very, like, you know, light, so you can't make a feature length movie, but okay, just make it short then. Make it short and make, you know, like, you know, make it a double feature where you include another fucking short, man. Don't just fucking make that Batman the Killing Joke and just add a bunch of stupid bullshit with Barbara Gordon. And I forgot to mention that, I think I mentioned this in my Death in the Family comic review, where DC Comics loved this book so much that they made this book canon, totally forgetting that Batman kills Joker at the end. So I thought that was really dumb, but that's more on DC than this book. Alright guys, that's it for today's review. I'm going to post, you know, a couple movie reviews soon, and yeah, that's it. Oh, and I saw Gone Baby Gone today. It was pretty good, but you know, it wasn't, you know, I was not a huge fan of the twist at the end of the movie, but you know what? It's original. You have to give it that. It was original, though it's not a masterpiece like a lot of people said. All right, bye.